welcome here to Talk FCB and welcome back to the channel, guys. And as club football is finally about to return, what we are going to be doing in today's video, just before we get back into the games, I'm going to bring you right up to speed with everything going on right now in the Erling Haaland transfer saga that has started early before the summer transfer window. We're going to be talking about Barça, Real Madrid, Man City, all in the race to sign Haaland, and crucially, Dortmund's stance right now. It is all coming up, so let's get to it. Come on. Because indeed, earlier on in the week on Thursday, as we discussed here on the channel, Mino Raiola and Erling Haaland's father met with Joan Laporta in Barcelona on Thursday morning, and that was a pretty badly kept secret. Apparently, actually, Raiola had a bit of a tactic to try and get them in unseen. He had Haaland's father waiting in the bathroom at the airport. He was going to try and bring him out secretly, but that didn't exactly go to plan. And according to the media, once that meeting in Barca with Joan Laporta and Mattia Almani concluded, Barca had a really good feeling about the way the meeting went, and there was a really positive feel among all parties after that meeting had indeed ended. However, as we all know now, Raiola and Haaland Sr. pretty much went from that meeting in Barcelona directly to Madrid to meet there with Real in what you'd imagine were very similar discussions indeed to what they just had at Barcelona. Now, that wasn't a huge surprise to me. I know a lot of people were sort of shocked when they saw that Raiola went straight from Barcelona to Madrid, but this is the kind of thing that he does. Him as an agent is somebody there who's going to drum up the maximum amount of interest possible. He wants all eyes on him. He wants basically to start a bidding war. That is the kind of situation. And in a big transfer saga like this, that is where Raiola ultimately makes his money. And of course, it should be said, and I think whatever significance you want to put on it, that Barcelona were the first destination for Mino Raiola and indeed Haaland Sr. Now, like I say, you make of that what you will. Barca were the first destination, then he went to Madrid. But what I thought was actually very interesting was that when Raiola and indeed Haaland Sr. went to Real Madrid to actually meet with them, according to the media in Madrid, Florentino Perez, he wasn't even there. He wasn't even present at those meetings, and instead there, Raiola and Haaland's father were shown around the club by executives, but not Florentino Perez. Now that for me seems very, very strange that he wouldn't be there. It almost looks to me there like his heart maybe isn't fully in it. I personally see Real Madrid much, much more determined to sign Kylian Mbappe than they are Erling Haaland, but that's just my opinion. And either way, after those meetings had indeed concluded, Barca in the morning and then indeed Real Madrid in the evening, the Spanish media were very much feeling good about Haaland's future. They were saying there that it has already been decided that Haaland, he wants to play in Spain. He wants to come to La Liga, and it's going to be Barca or Madrid, and he's going to turn down all of the big advances from the Premier League and the lucrative offers that he may have coming his way. But you would say, well, the Spanish media, they would say that, wouldn't they? They do obviously want Haaland to go to Spain, and I wouldn't at all be surprised that further down the line in the near future that Raiola ends up in England, that he goes there to Manchester, that he goes probably to Liverpool, maybe to Chelsea as well. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see Raiola take a tour around Europe to the biggest club, because like I say, that is what he wants, that is what he thrives on there. All of that interest, ramping up that speculation. Obviously he wants the best deal for his clients, but he also wants the best deal for himself. And of course, when you are talking about Erling Haaland, and in particular the biggest competitors for his signature in terms of a Barcelona fan, who are we looking at there that can really pressure us for that signing, you would all say, you know what, it's Manchester City. If there's anybody there that can get him, they are the club who have the finances, they have the pulling power, and of course they've got the success right now on the pitch as well to match that. But I just want to bring you here a few things that may indeed tip the balance a little bit in our favour. Because indeed, on Friday there, when Pep Guardiola was asked about the outgoing Sergio Aguero, and in particular when his contract comes to an end this summer, are Man City going to bring in somebody to replace him? Are they going to sign another big striker this season to try and come in to fill that void? But this is what Pep said. He said, for these kind of prices, he said, we're not going to buy any striker. He said, we cannot afford it. It's impossible. He said, it's just not going to happen. He said, all the clubs are struggling financially. He said, we're not the exception. He said, we have Gabriel Jesus. We also have Ferran, who's played in this position before. He said, we have young players in the academy who can play there. And he said, we've also played many, many times with a false nine. He said, we will not buy any striker this coming summer. And that there indeed was a big, big statement from Pep Guardiola. And of course, he might be bluffing. He might just be saying that there to take the media off the trail for a moment and just sort of blindside all of us heading into the summer transfer window. But I would also just like to say that yes, although Man City are unbelievably rich, we all know about the power they have in terms of their owners and the fact they can spend money. And of course, they have spent over the years a great deal of money indeed. But what I do want to point attention to here is the fact they don't actually go all out on one big signing. They don't often there just put all their money into one player. Usually it's several players around the squad that come in and strengthen them, and they're all big signings, but they're nothing too mega. And I think the fact their record signing ever, the most they've spent on one single player, it's not even close to 100 million. It's actually Ruben Diaz there. When they were desperate for a centre-back, they went out there and paid 70 million euros, but that's nowhere near, not even close, to say the 120 or 150 that Erling Haaland would cost this summer. And I would also add to that as well, and something that may indeed be playing a part in all this, remember Pep Guardiola's relationship, and it is an absolutely toxic relationship with Mino Raiola. They just don't like each other, and I would actually go as far to say they hate each other. Really, really do. Over the years, it's gotten worse and worse and worse. There's been war of words between them. Apparently after the Champions League final in 2011, they actually came close there in person to a bit of an altercation, and it all goes back there to Pep's relationship with another Mino Raiola client, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, back there in his Barcelona days, of course, and since then, those two have not got on, and whether that would have an impact in the Haaland deal, usually you'd say maybe not, but when it comes to Raiola, and the way that he's always in control of his client's future, I would say it would. But of course, guys, you can mention here the interest from Barcelona, you can mention the interest from Real Madrid, and indeed Man City and any other club in Europe. But of course, Haaland is under contract at Borussia Dortmund. We know that this summer, there is no release clause in that deal. From 2022, it could be a very different story, but right now, Dortmund are in control. And according to the media in Germany, after these meetings took place on Thursday, Dortmund, they're releasing in the media that, you know what, their position, their stance, it hasn't changed. They want to keep Erling Haaland. They have no intention of selling this summer, and if he was to leave before his release clause hits, it would need to be for a huge, huge transfer fee, believed still to be in the region of 150 million euros, which is a massive, massive fee, no question about it. Will any club be able there to reach that kind of money? But what I would also say is, I think all of this from Raiola, I think travelling from club to club, I think it's putting a bit there of early pressure on Borussia Dortmund, because I would say there, if they don't qualify for the Champions League, if they're not in that competition, that remember, Erling Haaland, he loves the Champions League, he lives for Champions League nights. Is he really going to be happy to sit that out for a season? If Dortmund don't get their next campaign, is he going to cause a bit of a fuss? Is he going to try and force his way out if they're not there? That would be the question. And then, Dortmund, they may just have to play ball. So that right there, guys, is the latest on the Haaland situation. And of course, like I said just the other day, this is something here that is going to go on and on and on. We are in right now the very, very early stages of this deal. There are going to be plenty of ups, plenty of downs, plenty of twists, plenty of turns to come ahead of the transfer window. But of course, guys, please do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. How do you see the Erling Haaland saga playing out? Do you see him as a Barcelona player? Maybe as a Real Madrid one? A Man City one? Or in the end, is he going to stay at Borussia Dortmund until 2022? Let me know all of those thoughts in the comments down below. But of course, from tomorrow, all of the focus back on the football. Barca will take on Valladolid on Monday, and I'm going to have all the build-up on Sunday coming up for you on TalkFCB, and indeed there over on MORETALKFCB. Really excited to get back into it. I will see you then, guys. And I thank you indeed for watching, and for all of your fantastic support. I will see you then. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.